Dr. Harsh, so what will be top three AI tools? Top three AI tools or platforms that every doctor should start experimenting with today. Top three AI tools.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT one.
Then depending upon your
Hmm.
profession, what you are doing, but you can do most of your work with ChatGPT,
Hmm.
Gemini,
Hmm.
Claude. But these are same thing, I would say. It's
Hmm.
not, matlab, you need not learn.
Hmm.
First of all, I would suggest a framework. First of all, identify what are the repetitive tasks which you are doing.
Hmm.
It may be different for a professor, it may be
Hmm.
different for a clinician, it may be different for a student.
Got it. Hmm.
ठीक है, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन दोज रेपिटेटिव टास्क डिसाइड व्हाट टूल्स कैन हेल्प यू. इट कैन नॉट बी सेम फॉर एवरीवन.
Hmm.
Then upon deciding the tools, then learn about that tools in deep.
Hmm.
It's not like you have to learn everything,
Hmm.
but what task, identify your task, then identify the tools. There are website to identifying also,
Hmm.
like there is a website, there is an AI tool for that.
Hmm.
You just go there and type the keyword there, and you will get a list of tools available.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just decide upon that tool and learn that tool.
Got it.
After learning that tool, then there is the next stage, I would say, to make workflows, agents, those
Hmm.
things are
Hmm.
there.
Hmm.
So I would suggest this framework rather than a सबके लिए chat gpt.
Got it. So it's a highly personalized kind of a thing
Yeah,
for me and my setup.
yeah.
Got it. Great. Dr. Hirsch, how AI can help in differential diagnosis and what tools are currently most effective for that, for differential diagnosis?
Okay, for differential diagnosis, as a free tool, you can use ChatGPT. But
Hmm.
first of all, give it a context. Like you are acting like a
Hmm.
pediatric gastroenterologist with 10 years of experience.
And
So this is
identity.
identity.
Hmm.
That is the prompt basically.
Hmm.
And then give some examples also. But basically, it's a complete prompt engineering. You can use ChatGPT for this. But now the domain specific LLMs are coming, like
Hmm.
MedPalm 2
Hmm.
करके है
Hmm.
Google
MedPalm 2.
2. Yeah,
Hmm.
that is coming, which will be more useful. But I would suggest to make a custom GPT for your thing.
Please tell us more about the custom GPT or custom.
Basically, Chat GPT is a general thing
Hmm.
where it will be pulling data from everywhere.
Got it. Hmm.
You can create your own GPT
Hmm.
within Chat GPT,
Hmm.
where you feed that custom GPT the books you want,
Ah.
the lectures of your favorite teachers you want.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, that can be done.
Hmm.
And from that knowledge base, it will extract the differential diagnosis rather than putting a from general things.
Hmm.
The MedPalm thing is the medical trained LLM, so it will be more, I would say, less hallucination.
Got it.
But custom GPT is the best tool you can make for yourself.
So what I'm getting is one thing is Chat GPT, which is a very general kind of
Yeah,
LLM. MedPalm 2 is specifically
domain
by
specific
a
hai.
corporate kind of a thing. A corporate has
Yeah,
designed it. Custom GPT is that I can define and
for yourself.
for in my own personal capacity.
Yeah.
And how would this help in branding and marketing as well?
For branding, there are different tools.
Hmm.
ठीक है, मतलब when you want to make a, I don't call it for the medical professional branding, I
Hmm.
personal personal branding,
Mhm.
and you can use Hagen, you can use InVideo,
Mhm.
you can use Leonardo.
Hmm.
These tools can be used. In Hagen, you can create your avatar talking to the patients, talking to the
Hmm.
other doctors.
Hmm. Hmm.
That can be done.
Hmm.
So there are different tools for branding, personal branding.
Personal branding.
Yeah.
And maybe we can feed in the videos and all the content that we have created as a doctor for educating the patients,
Patients, yeah.
and that can be converted into a custom GPT,
Yeah.
and then the patients can interact with just like a chatbot for that
Yeah.
matter.
Custom GPT is a personalized chatbot,
Hmm.
and it will answer based upon your experience, what you want to tell, what
Hmm.
you want to hide. Because चैट जीपीटी पे पेशेंट जाएगा तो वो कुछ भी जवाब
कुछ
देगा.
भी जवाब देगा. Yes.
कस्टम जीपीटी पे जाएगा तो वही बोलेगा जो आप बोलना चाहते हो. हेजन में वही बोल के बताएगा
Hmm.
इंटरेक्टिव अवतार से
Hmm.
जो आप कहना चाहते हो. सम पीपल्स आर शाई एंड डोंट वांट टू फेस कैमरा. they can use Hagen
Hmm.
as a tool for personal branding.
Got it. तो इसमें कहीं ना कहीं जो पेशेंट हैं जब वो इंटरेक्ट कर रहे हैं, इट्स लाइक दे आर इंटरेक्टिंग विद अ डिजिटल वर्जन ऑफ योर्स,
Yeah.
the
And
custom
then
GPT,
yeah, and the knowledge base also you have given.
and it's 24 hours available.
Yeah, they can ask
Hmm.
questions at any time.
Great, awesome. Dr. Harsh, what would be some AI based radiology or pathology tools that general physicians and specialists should know about?
See, in the radiology part, what is coming is inbuilt in the machines.
Hmm.
Like when you buy MRI,
Hmm.
when you buy CT,
Hmm.
that AI is coming inside only.
Hmm.
AI doc करके एक tool है, which
AI
is
doc.
which is coming inbuilt.
Hmm.
Like you buy any ultrasound machine these days, the AI is coming
Inbuilt.
that it will assess
Hmm.
which is a diseased area, which is a area to focus upon. Then these tools help to prioritize, like if you do a CT scan at 12 midnight, and if it is normal, it's normal, but if it is showing some bleed, then the message will go to the radiologist to report right now. It can be used for those triaging. Yeah, it can be used for assisting, like some radiologist is reporting an MRI brain. It will try to focus that this area is gadbad wala, so he can focus upon and he can give better reports. Baki generally you can use all domain specific, like MedPalm I told you. Yeah, even like I am a pediatrician, want to take some help. Chat GPT can serve that purpose also. You can just attach the X-ray, give it a prompt, and most of the time it's right. But again, the hallucinations will be there definitely.
So, Dr. Harsh, can you please explain what is a LLM?
These are large language models. Basically, what is the difference between traditional software and AI? I would start from there. Traditional software, the method of working was like you have decided इसके बाद ये करना है, इसके बाद वो करना है, इसके बाद, so it cannot learn on itself. Any complicated software, the programmer decide what is going to be the next outcome. And the difference between AI is we just feed the data to the, it's also a software, but it's a trained in a way that lots of data is given and it is asked from that program to create new knowledge. Getting my point? सॉफ्टवेयर वाज उसको बोल दिया ये करना है, वो कर रहा है. आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस क्या है कि मैंने सारा डाटा दे दिया और उसको समझा दिया कि ऐसे ऐसे करके करना है, एंड इट इज क्रिएटिंग न्यू नॉलेज बेस्ड अपॉन दैट डाटा. So this is the difference, basic difference between a computer program and a artificial intelligence. Now, among artificial intelligence, when this data is very large and it is being fed in a, that's a technical term like machine learning, supervised learning, deep learning, it is being given, then it is processing that data and processing with the help of some mathematical algorithms. कि इसके बाद क्या होना चाहिए, इसके बाद क्या होना चाहिए, क्या रिजल्ट, प्रोबेबिलिटी, एंड जैसे हम मीन मीडियन मोड पढ़ते हैं वैसे ही दे अप्लाई लॉट ऑफ मैथमेटिकल फॉर्मूलाज, एंड व्हेन दिस इंफॉर्मेशन इज वेरी लार्ज, दैट इज कॉल्ड LLM. ChatGPT is a tool, but ChatGPT 4o, ChatGPT 3, GPT 4.5, these are LLMs.
Got it.
ChatGPT tool is using ChatGPT 4o LLM.
And these are large language models.
These are large language models.
Got it. And what is Gemini?
Google का ChatGPT.
Google's version of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Again, it's a LLM.
Yeah, जैसे ChatGPT is the OpenAI's tool. Google का जो AI tool है उसको वो लोग बोलते हैं Gemini.
So it must also be using some LLM.
Yeah. Gemini 2.0, 2.5, this is their LLM which they are using.
Got it. And then what is Notebook LM?
This is again the tool from Google, which may be using LLM, which is being used by Gemini also.
Got it.
Like Notebook, Gemini 2.0, 2.5. Right now, Google Notebook LM is using Gemini 2.0.
And the applicability of Notebook LM was as a
Research assistant,
research assistant.
पढ़ने में काम आता.
पढ़ने में काम आएगा. And it will the basic difference between Notebook LM and Chat GPT would be Notebook LM को जो आप डेटा फीड करेंगे, मे बी बुक, वीडियोस, वो उसी में से कंटेंट क्रिएट करेगा या क्यूरेट करेगा and not going to the entire web.
Yeah, you can decide क्या data देना है and you
Hmm.
can talk to the paper.
Hmm.
You can talk to the websites also. You can talk to the YouTube videos also. This is the beauty of LM.
Great. And what is Perplexity?
Perplexity is search engine. I would say it's a Google killer. जब आप Google में कोई search डालते हैं, what it gives you? A list of articles. And then you go to the article and you read that article. What Perplexity is doing, it is going to the internet, doing the Google work first, like searching different websites, and from those websites it is creating a proper PDF version of it.
Wow.
So it is one step above Google. With references, like you were saying hallucination in chat GPT का क्या है, उसको जवाब देना है, चाहे ठीक है या गलत है, doesn't matter, but based upon algorithm it has to tell something. Perplexity will always give authentic information with references. So आजकल अगर हम बात करें तो Perplexity is the search engine in place of Google.
Wow. And it is highly trustworthy as well with regards to research.
Yeah. This is the most, I don't know most I should say or not, but this is the replacement for people may be shifting from Google to Perplexity.
Because anyways it is doing the work of Google and curating in a much better way.
Much better. It is giving the results in a much better.
Great. How can we create videos through AI?
There are tools for it. Like if you want your own avatar videos, HeyGen is the best tool. Synthesize is also another tool if you want to make enterprise level, but it's slightly costly. Then if you want to just create videos, there are a lot of tools. In video, you just ask from ChatGPT, give me tools, it will give a list of tools available.
Great. In your own hospital, how you use AI from like end to end, patient entry to patient exit? How is the workflow maintained with regards to AI being used at different points?
So maybe I am still in the phase of developing it, but where it can be used, I will start. From the appointment booking, it can be used. Like you have your assistant sitting at the desk. That work can be done by the voice assistants. There is a tool called Vapi. Vapi. Just when patient calls him, it will fix the patient's appointment. It will talk to the patient. It will be same as उसको नहीं पता चलेगा patient को कि he is talking to receptionist or a chatbot assistant. You can feed your voice also. It will be like कि हर्ष बयाना बात कर रहा है. And appointment booking can be done. Appointment booking will be done in Google Calendar. So it will be integrated with your EHR also. Then from appointment, then patient coming to the OPD, then you can have medical transcribers, as we were discussing about Freed and medical nuance. You just talk to the patient and that thing will be noted down by a AI assistant. Then when you are putting EHR notes, then you can just check differential diagnosis. Maybe you have missed something. When like headache, vomiting, you have written drugs for maybe gastric reflux, but it will tell you a differential diagnosis of keep a watch on CNS tumor also.
Wow.
Okay, you can put in that way. So now the patient consultation has happened. Now the patient will go out, buy the drugs. Now after going home, you can just give him a QR code for all the medical prescription you have given, because घर जाके उसको याद आएगी ये तो पूछा ही नहीं है 5 ml देना है कैसे देना है. That can be done through a HeyGen avatar. That can be done through even chatbots. If you don't want, you are not comfortable with avatar, you can do just chatbots. You can just go at home and like you explain कि ये inhaler ऐसे लेना है,
Hmm.
but sometimes patient forgets.
Hmm.
You can just give him a chatbot attached video link, so you can give it to them. So from the OPD consultation, full cycle we can use it as a.
Yes.
For the IPD part,
Hmm.
it can be used from a triaging. Like most of the time we depend कि emergency में patient आया, किसको admit करना है, किसको नहीं करना है. That sometimes it depends upon किसका phone आया है. But when you predictive analysis it can do.
Predictive analysis.
It can do in the emergencies कि किस patient को urgent referral चाहिए, किस patient को urgent bed चाहिए when you have a large hospital. So you can transfer that patient. After going to the ward या ICU, you can put in all the parameters like ABG parameters, clinical parameters. At that time, it can prognosticate. You can prognosticate to the attendant that these are the chances of survival, and this can be done, this cannot be done. Then you can put in AI monitors also, which can alert you जब इसकी saturation down जा रही है. Sepsis prediction can be done. Now from ICU, you come out for the attendants. Again, I am putting in the waiting hall the QR codes if you want to ask कि निक्कू में ये क्या कर रहे हैं, फीडिंग कैसे देते हैं. तो whatever they write as an interactive avatar, I am telling them.
And where is the data coming from?
From that LLM, which knowledge base I have given.
Okay, got it.
Whatever they ask, I will reply.
It's FAQ kind of a thing, frequently asked questions.
Chatbots.
Chatbots.
AI chatbots and FAQs are different. FAQs में just keywords को देगा, but इसमें आपको
curate करके देगा पूरा,
empathize भी करके देगा, बात भी करेगा उससे.
It's your knowledge, your wisdom, which empathetically delivered maybe through your avatar or maybe directly through text.
Yeah, whatever you wish to do. So this is my hospital. I am just telling how you just explore and devise for yours. So this is the power of AI, that you can decide what you want to do with AI. This is what I am trying to make it. I have started just 2 months back. It's not a long journey for me, just 2-month journey. And I wish I would implement all these things in next 2-3 months.
Great. And this will open up new avenues for AI-ification of hospitals.
Yeah.
And I was really impressed by what you said regarding when we have seen the patient and we have our own thought process with regards to differential diagnosis. So AI can definitely help us from its own quote unquote wisdom, from the data sets it has, to augment our treatment plans.
Yeah. You're not missing those treatment plans. When you are in doubt, most of the ठीक है 50 में से 40 पेशेंट 49 पेशेंट्स ठीक है हो जाता है, बट एक पेशेंट रोज आता है when you are stuck यार इसका समझ नहीं आ रहा है.
True.
You just NLP से जो डाटा EHR में गया, by the time you talk to the patient, come back to the EHR, it is giving a list of DDs.
It's like perhaps like a senior professor. That we are doing the work like a postgraduate student, and a senior professor comes के ये और लिख लो, ये करो, ये like so we can have that hand holding at times.
Yeah. So this is our best assistant, I would again say.
Great, awesome. And then and now with regards to different branches of medicine. So if we talk about psychology, so in psychiatric department, how AI can help or is already helping?
When I started कि AI के बारे में पढ़ते हैं, psychiatry was the last thing I thought कि उसमें help करेगा, because they need a human touch.
Yeah.
But right now, the most acclaimed या most recognized part is the psychiatry only. WooBot is a tool which has been awarded the best digital health tool in US last year. WooBot.
Okay.
What it does, it just doing even the cognitive behavioral therapy to the patients on a chatbot style.
Wow.
It has been trained like this, that it analyze what is typing. It through camera, it is analyze the facial expression,
the sentient analysis, everything. Okay.
And based upon that, they have studied WooBot compared to the therapist, and it has been shown to be better than therapist. And people are more opening up with the chatbots because they are sure कि ये data कहीं नहीं जा रहा है. Because now people have realized कि even with therapist, patients are not coming up. मतलब it
Opening
took
up.
time
Hmm.
for them to open up. And with chatbots, they just open up from day one. And it has been proven now in different studies, medical literature studies, that WooBot is as good or better than the therapist.
Great. And this reminds me of one article I read from an internationally acclaimed journal, and they were creating something with regards to addressing the topic of high suicidal tendencies in teenagers. So they developed a AI tool wherein the teenager will be talking to that tool, and that tool, by virtue of the sentient analysis and the emotional analysis, facial movements and
Yeah.
everything, will predict the chances of this teenager going into depression by algorithms of sign and symptoms of whatever is happening, and also predict the likelihood of this person contemplating a suicide in future. So this is where we are going, and this is
Yeah.
really going to
It's a
open.
fascinating world.
It's a fascinating world.
It's a really new thing. We don't know next 2 years where we will be.
Great, awesome. Dr. Harsh, how AI can help us in creating material for patient education with regards to maybe posts on our social media, with regards to videos, with regards to creatives that we do. So have you used this? Do you know of any tools that can help us in that? Because these days many of the doctors are spending more time in thinking about how to do it, because ultimately it's a world where we need to be known, and the common axiom that the best known beats the best. So how AI can help in that regard?
See, if you can create your videos, that's the best part.
Hmm.
But again, I told you some people are shy of making videos.
Hmm.
The best way I would suggest, when you are talking to the patient in the OPD, you just keep a mic open.
Hmm.
I don't know about the ethical part of it. Please keep side. But from that conversation only, you can put it on a notebook LM.
Notebook LM.
And there is a button there, FAQs. Just click on that and you have the 10-15 question what patient has asked. It is ready for you.
Wow.
Or you can write a topic in ChatGPT and ask from it FAQs. It will create a 1000 list, 1000 words FAQs. You can put it, you can edit it. It is very easy to do, right?
So we can directly record from the patient's
Patient
interaction
chat.
with us, or through ChatGPT, the FAQs will be created, and then maybe we can feed it into the Heijen.
Yeah.
And it will narrate it in our own voice. And once that transcript or that text is created, we can use it in many which ways.
Different tools. You can make custom GPT from it. You can make Heijen also. You can make in any way.
Dr. Harsh, there's a tool called napkin.ai. So how can we actually use napkin.ai in this equation? Creating infographics, something for the patient education?
This is one another area of presentation and all those things. So there are many AI tools which can help you in making effective presentation. Napkin is one of that, where you can use the biggest problem with us during making presentation is to create infographics. You just type the content you want, and napkin.ai, you give the content and it will create infographics within seconds. There are tools where you can just put in the keyword and it will create PowerPoint presentation slides within seconds for you.
The gamma.ai.
Gamma.ai, Microsoft 365, Canva.ai, and there are many. Gamma is the top these days, but Canva also makes very good presentation. Microsoft 365 creates amazing content, and the beautification can be done from Canva or from Gamma.
Great.
Also. And even ChatGPT will give you slides outline. Yeah, suppose if you want to make a presentation based upon some CME paper or some article, just feed the notebook LM that paper, ask LM to make a PowerPoint presentation. It will give an outline, and use that From gamma you can make it a beautification. From napkin you can make the infographic. So there is entire range of tools for the presentation part.
So, Dr. Harsh, now we'll talk about future. And I totally believe with AI, the future is happening as of now, as we are sitting. There are lots of research is going on. 10 years from now, what do you think a typical day in a pediatrician's clinic will look like with full AI integration? What comes to your mind?
I believe everyone will have his personal software. Everyone will have his personal data, I would say, because the level of genomic research, the level of, because the genomic, if you go by Human Genome Project, there is so much data. It took 12 years for them to just compile that data for one genome. And after coming this AI, every one of will be having that genomic data for himself. The pace is such that everyone will have, you will have your genomic data based upon कि आपको कौन सी दवाई सूट करेगी और आपको कौन सी दवाई सूट नहीं करेगी, जो एलर्जीज हैं, ये सब चीजें, that I believe कि AI will be decoding in advance. ठीक है. Then I believe doctors will be more spending time with the patient rather than doing anything else. Then we will have the personalized medicine we discussed. Then the
You were mentioning about disability as well. So
yeah,
can we see some leaps?
yeah. See, the disability part, some patients are restricted in speaking, some are restricted in listening. So AI has immense potential to convert text to speech, speech to text, text to videos. So those patients who cannot listen, they can watch the videos. Some patient who cannot speak, they can write, and LLM and the AI can help them to speak. So many things are coming. In disability, I see it's already happening, but there are paid tools there. I have to explore those things, but it is very soon when
But maybe 10
disability.
years is too much of a thing, but maybe we can see that even 3 years from now.
Sir, it's happening weekly. I don't know what is going to happen, but it is happening weekly. Every week we have a new tool. Every week. Agents, agents about the agents. These workflows are getting converted into a type of agents. Like they will, जैसे IRCTC का एजेंट है, आपको पता है कि मेरे को टिकट बुक करना है, IRCTC पे जाना है, यू जस्ट टेल हिम कि मेरे को टिकट बुक करना है, इट विल गो टू दैट वेबसाइट, पे फ्रॉम योर क्रेडिट कार्ड बिल्स and inform you. All these workflows will be happening in next few months. I'm not talking about, I don't know about 10 years what will be happening, but in next few months every one of us will be using agents.
So you said predictive analysis, personalized care, in disability, in enhancing workflows with agents and co-pilots.
In few months.
In few months.
It's not 10 years. 10
Great.
years nobody knows. At least I don't know.
And does this mean that it's all the more important to be at the forefront of learning about all these things?
You have to learn it. आप अपनी मर्जी से सीख लो या डंडे से सीख लो, सीखना तो पड़ेगा.
And with that, I would ask you, how close are we to AI co-pilots that can sit in live consultations and assist us in real time?
It's already happening now. Medical transcriptionist is
Medical
there,
transcriptionist is
and it is giving you differential diagnosis. What else you wish?
Great.
It's already happening.
And here I would like to ask you, what are the emerging frontiers in AI and genomics, especially for early diagnosis and prevention?
Yeah, that's a big field coming up. Like as I told you, human genome, so wide information that genomic information analysis will be done by the AI. And based upon that, they will decide about the cancer risk. They will decide about the preventive therapies. They will decide about the which drugs are best suited for you. So personalized medicine without AI is not possible.
And I was researching and I got to know that again, they create a data set, putting in data from millions of patients. Then they give certain algorithms and they ask them to perform a task. Now they have devised, like, even if you take picture from your cell phone of the patient, it can devise certain things that are already perhaps inside of the patient happening, and that can happen.
Yeah.
So the kind of multimodal analysis that is happening, that they're taking data from multiple modes, clinical sign and symptoms, radiographs, blood reports, and all that fed into the algorithm, creating it a kind of a universal medical consciousness, so to speak, and then it giving all the things like prognostic data, predictive analysis, warning signs, risk factors. So like this is greatly going to, this is going to add to the medical armamentarium a lot. What
Yeah.
is your point of view regarding that?
Yeah, it is very soon. It's very soon coming. It's already happening in Harvard and Stanford.
Hmm.
I have listened to some of lectures that it's already, this is personalized medicine and this is happening. In the oncology, especially, I told you, in the vaccine research, it's happening a lot. In the vaccine, do you know the COVID vaccine prediction was done in just 1 hour?
Wow, COVID vaccine prediction was done in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The day they analyzed कि ये COVID-19 से हो रहा है, उसका genome analysis किया, and it took just 1 hour to decide which antigen we are using for vaccine preparation. Like suppose for MMR vaccine, it took 10 years for them to decide which antigen to be used. And with the help of AI, for the COVID-19, they took 1 hour, and the same antigen was there in the vaccine what we got, which was decided within 1 hour.
Out of millions of competitions
Yeah.
through AI.
Yeah.
So the vaccine research is also getting boosted, and
all drug research. I'm
all
just
drug research.
giving the example of COVID-19 because everybody is aware of COVID-19, but all the antigen prediction, all the MHC group, jo medicos can understand, that can be done with the help of AI very rapidly.
Great, awesome. Now coming on to the point that since we're talking about future, what are the biggest fears and hesitations from your colleagues or peers that you hear with regards to AI?
Everybody says कि हमारी job ले लेगा, but I don't believe personally that it will take your job. It will augment your job. It will help the patients. Rest holds, future holds the key. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Great. And the next question would be, is there a real risk of de-skilling or clinical judgment erosion due to over dependence on AI? That we are overly dependent on AI, we are not even thinking, we are delegating everything, differential diagnosis, all the things that required critical thinking and actually reading. So do you think that there will be erosion with regards to our edge that we had as doctors?
See, every generation complains कि आजकल के बच्चे तो पढ़ते नहीं है, हमारा टाइम तो बहुत अच्छा था. Everybody complains.
True.
Do you agree?
Yep.
But overall, when we go into the market, do you think the IQ level is down of this generation, or do you think they are much brighter than us?
Much brighter.
It is happening. So I believe it will augment their capabilities. What we believe कि नहीं स्टेथो से ही सुनना है, as a professor, as a old clinicians, we don't agree कि सबके हाथ में अल्ट्रासाउंड की मशीन होगी and they have to see the parameters rather than stethoscope. The skill set requirement may change, but I am optimistic about future. I don't see anything. If somebody wants to learn, nobody is stopping them to learn. But if they have something better, why don't we accept it?
Great.
But I know I will be at different front with old clinicians, but still our juniors are better than, our children are better, knowledgeable, smarter than me at least.
Great. So, Dr. Harsh, as we are approaching the end of this podcast, I'm sure that we are going to have lots of conversations with Dr. Harsh in days to come. This is a rapid fire round for you, and you have to just speak out whatever comes to your mind first. One word your patients or their parents would use to describe you.
Describe me. Helpful.
Helpful. Great. The first thing you do when you enter your clinic every morning.
Just see the staff, whether everything is working or not.
See the staff and if it's working or not. Great. One AI tool you think every doctor must try at least once.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. What's harder, treating toddlers or explaining things to their parents?
Both are enjoyable for me.
Both are enjoyable. Great. One lesson being a pediatrician taught you about being human.
Just a smile can change the life. just a smile during the difficult time. Most of the patient just say me, compliments me कि सर आप हंसते रहते हो. But this is the thing is required when the patient, when the family is in stress. But when we become rude, when we become tense in front of them, it drains a lot of energy from them also. So I believe if we can control ourselves, we can console them. It is the best part.
Great. With a smile.
Yeah.
Great. A parenting myth you would love to bust on air. A parenting myth.
That we can teach by scolding.
The negative reinforcement.
Yeah. This is happening a lot. This अभी हम बात कर रहे थे कि आजकल के बच्चों को कुछ आता नहीं है, but they are much smarter. We have
Great.
to learn.
Great.
We have to reach to their level to understand what they are understanding.
Great. Your guilty pleasure after a long day at the clinic.
Frankly, अगर हॉस्पिटल में सब ठीक है तो सब ठीक ही रहता है. But if some negative thing happens, some child dies, then for next 2-3 days we are gone.
Yeah, true. One book, podcast, or person that has shaped your worldview recently. One book, podcast, or person.
I attended the IIT Delhi workshop, Mr. Parikshit. He introduced me to the world of AI, and at least
Great.
he comes to my mind right now.
If you were not a pediatrician, what would you rather be doing today?
Maybe a techno person.
A techno person.
Yeah.
And you're fulfilling that passion while being a doctor, right?
Yeah.
Great.
God has given me the opportunity.
Yes. Great. One message you would give to every young doctor and medical student listening today in just one sentence.
Empathy. You must learn first. Compassion. And then upgrading your knowledge.
Great.
As a doctor, you need to have these three things. Without these three things, you cannot excel in any of your field.
You said empathy,
compassion,
and
upgrading your knowledge.
Yeah. Great. This made a trident of success in medical field.
I believe so.
Thank you, Dr. Harsh. It was an awesome podcasting session with you. I personally enjoyed it a lot.
Thank you
and
very much.
We could actually deliberate over lots of things, how AI is reshaping the healthcare, and we could actually go deep into कि AI को हम कैसे use कर सकते हैं, pros and cons, क्या fears हैं, क्या possibilities हैं. I know these discussions will continue happening because as you said कि weekly basis पे AI evolve हो रहा है. My personal learning is we have to adapt and we should definitely dedicate some learning time for AI.
Definitely.
And maybe create collective learning spaces where we can evolve together.
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anupam, for calling me here. It was really nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And this is for all of you, the future ready doctors. We will keep on bringing this series, many more podcasts under the Doctors AI Leadership Podcast series. We'll continue inviting guests to empower us and be future ready. Stay tuned, like and subscribe, hit the bell notification, and please comment below the video what you liked and what you want us to improve and what further areas you want us to touch upon. Thank you.